Welcome in, trainers. My name is Bonny, or you can call me the Professor. My assistant Toasty, say hi Toasty,
Hi, Toasty.
has been sifting through data to
Uncover secrets of the past and future.
care to join us? Okay, now this one's a real treat. Professor Sada told me that bodies of water are rather rare in Crater Zero, for obvious reasons. Thanks in particular to one future Paradox Pokemon, we've been able to find monstrosities like today's case from ancient seas.
What kind of fish are we frying today, Professor?
The kind that could probably swallow me whole, Toasty.
Yikes.
You know the drill, trainers. Don't bother with a fishing rod for this one and keep your distance. This one really knows how to make a splash.
Paradox of the past. King Koi.
The laughingstock known as the modern-day Magikarp may have once owned the seas in this form lost at time. Gyarados became a necessary evolution when King Koi lost its throne. This Paradox is incredibly territorial, not even allowing others of its kind in its vicinity. We've observed it cannibalizing other King Koi without hesitation, which I suppose I should have saw coming. Unlike Magikarp's 1,000-yard stare, this monster is constantly watching its surroundings, darting around until it locks eyes with anything foolish enough to challenge it. I'm having a little trouble getting a reading on its typing, so I'll need to do some more tests. Physically, this thing shares some traits with both Standard and Mega Gyarados, so at least I'll narrow down its genetic makeup for me. I think I can get a sample when it enters a cooldown period as it's constantly swimming, aggressively at that. That's when I can strike. Professor Sada enlisted the help of Lenora, a gym leader from Unova who runs the Necrene Museum, to help me with this case. She's quite adept at identifying fossils, but even she was stumped with some bones we found in a cave system in the Great Crater. What she was able to gather was that the bones were used for combat.
And wait for it. Ritual purposes.
Well, Toasty, at least the situation doesn't seem too macabre all things considered. But trainers, expect some sort of spiritual pressure in the area. Who knows what exactly is waiting for you down below.
Paradox of the past. Spirit Warden.
This is such an incredible discovery. Many theorized it, but to finally find this Paradox Pokemon proves it. Marowak and Kangaskhan share a common ancestor in Spirit Warden. That long and tired wives' tale of Cubone wearing its mother's skull as a helmet has been put to rest in the scientific community for quite some time now. But to see an ancient Cubone riding with its mother, well, it's quite honestly one of the cutest things I've ever seen. That aside, Spirit Warden must have lost its connection to its mystical side and become Kangaskhan as we know it. Over time, this Pokemon's skeletal decoration seemed to have melded with the physiology that is prevalent in both the Alolan and Cantonian variants of Marowak. It seems the former is more closely tied to this ancient variant, while Cantonian Marowak is more closely related to the modern-day Kangaskhan. Penny is one of my students that attends the academy over in Mesagoza, and recently sent an email to me stating she heard rumblings of what had to be a paradox of her favorite Pokemon sighted in the crater. I told her I was going to introduce you to her so she could have assistance in her search.
But she went off on her own. Sounds like you in your younger days, though, Professor.
Which is why I can't get too angry at her enthusiasm, Toasty. While I trust she can handle herself, it is better to be safe than sorry. Get down to the crater, trainer, and make sure that the both of you come back safe and sound after confirming sides of the paradox. Okay?
Paradox of the past. Primal constant.
In the modern day, Eevee is known to have an incredibly unstable genetic code that allows it to mutate into a growing number of forms to preserve itself in nearly any habitat or climate. It seems Primal Constant is not yet needed to adapt the way modern Eevee does, as it was more than likely an apex predator in its time and sat comfortably in its niche. Safe to say then that as other Pokemon evolved to adapt against it, Primal Constant was forced to run and survive in new conditions and biomes. As we compare Primal Constant to modern Eevee, we can see this Paradox beast has traded its ability to hunt with its paws, claws, fangs, and overall size to become cute? It's true. Eevee is a beloved Pokemon that uses its endearing looks and personality to survive by winning the hearts of the people. Just goes to show you that there are multiple ways to thrive in our wondrous world.
transcribe them in full for extra credit. Be sure to comment your reply below by end of day. Magic Crush. The ruthless Pokemon.
Magic Crush leave nothing in their wake as they enter a feeding frenzy the moment they spot anything that moves in their territory. Their bite can clear through bone with no effort, and in the off chance something is able to withstand the pressure, it will not release its prey until it dies of shock.
Kangaskhan. The guardian
Kangaskhan are Pokemon who salvage nearly every bone of their prey skeleton for survival. They are among the world's oldest species to use tools and display great intelligence in regards to the era they come from, although they are more violent than they are empathetic. Eevee are outstanding hunters that can move in complete silence, leaving no discernible tracks to follow. Their powerful fangs grew so long that they developed a fluffy mane to prevent the Pokemon from stabbing itself. The same could not be said for their unfortunate prey.
Registration complete.
Perfect.
Thank you, trainers, for taking the time and joining me on today's excursions into the past and the future. I've been Bonnie,
And I've been Toasty.
and we appreciate all your support on our work. Until next time,